Picture this, a fleet of foreign warships pushing across the horizon. Soldiers pouring onto American beaches. The flag torn down in the chaos of invasion. It's an image often imagined, but in truth, it's an illusion. Because the United States is not simply another country on the map. It is a fortress so vast, so layered, and so deeply rooted in history, that invasion isn't just unlikely, it's impossible. Tonight, we're going to explore why America will never be invaded. To really understand this, we have to clear away the myths. Forget Hollywood paratroopers dropping into quiet neighborhoods. Forget surprise armies storming in overnight. Instead, we need to ask a harder, far more serious question. If the world's most powerful nations truly tried to invade the United States, what would it look like? The first barrier is geography. Two massive oceans, the Atlantic on one side, the Pacific on the other. They don't just separate America, they shield it. In the age of sail, crossing those waters took months. In the industrial age, weeks. Even now, in the age of jets and nuclear subs, those oceans remain a natural moat. Crossing them with an army big enough to seize and hold territory would be nearly unthinkable. It would require hundreds of thousands of troops, millions of tons of fuel, food, ammunition, vehicles, and the logistics alone would be staggering. But here's the catch, every mile of that ocean is already patrolled. The US Navy is not just the largest navy in the world, it's the most advanced ever assembled. America operates 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers. Each one is essentially a floating city. Each one can project air power stronger than most nations can muster at home. Behind them are nuclear submarines, destroyers, stealth bombers, and satellites watching everything. Any fleet attempting to cross would be tracked and likely sunk long before it ever reached land. But let's imagine the impossible. Let's say somehow they made it across. Let's say they even managed to land. What comes next is the second wall, the size and shape of the American continent itself. The US is not compact like Western Europe or small like Japan. It stretches nearly 3,000 miles from coast to coast. Its deserts, mountain chains, rivers, and endless plains all serve as natural obstacles. Trying to invade America is not like storming a single city. It's like trying to conquer a continent. History has warned us about this before. Napoleon dominated Europe, yet his army shattered against the vastness of Russia. Hitler's Wehrmacht, the strongest force of its time, froze and starved on the same endless steppes. Geography crushed them. Now take that lesson and multiply it. America is larger, more fortified, and unlike those fractured states, united under one flag. Step 1. The invading fleet departs. Within hours, US satellites detect the movement. Step 2. Carrier strike groups move to intercept. Air power is launched. Supply ships are destroyed. Submarines strike from the deep. The invasion force is bleeding before it even approaches shore. Step 3. Those who survive attempt a landing. Coastal defenses unleash missiles. Fighter jets sweep overhead. The world's most powerful air force joins the fight. Step 4. A beachhead, if captured, turns into a trap. Every road, every bridge, every line of supply has to be controlled. Resistance, both military and civilian, erupts everywhere. Step 5. And looming over every moment is America's nuclear arsenal. More than 5,000 warheads. A deterrent so absolute that no rational power would risk triggering it. But here's where the thought experiment takes a darker turn. What if the threat doesn't come in the form of fleets or tanks? What if the invasion is quieter? Digital. Economic. Internal. Could America ever fall, not by foreign armies, but by fractures from within? That's a harder question. And maybe one only you can answer. So I'll ask, do you believe the greatest danger to the United States comes from outside its borders, or from inside them? Even then, America's structure makes it resilient. Its power grid is vast and decentralized. Its farmland feeds not just its people, but much of the world. Its energy reserves stretch far. This resilience isn't accidental. It's something that's been cultivated since the nation's birth. From the very beginning, America leaned on its oceans as its first defense. The Monroe Doctrine of 1823 laid it out clearly: Europe was not welcome to expand in the Western Hemisphere. The Americas would be shielded. Over the decades, that principle evolved into something even greater: global reach. World War I, World War II, the Cold War. Each conflict left America not weaker, but stronger. Each conflict expanded its industry, its alliances, and its military footprint. Today, the US maintains more than 750 military bases in 80 countries. America doesn't just defend its own walls, it projects them outward. Look back at Japan in World War II. An island nation, defended fiercely, ringed by water. It took years of blockade, relentless bombing, and, ultimately, 2 nuclear strikes to force its surrender. Now imagine a nation nearly 20 times larger, richer, better armed, far more connected to the globe. That's the scale of the United States. Even in the extreme, even if the impossible happened, and an enemy somehow gained ground, what then? They would not be facing 330 million passive civilians. They would be facing a population that owns more firearms than there are people. Armed citizens spread across cities, towns, and countrysides. Unlike most nations, America is not just defended by its military, it is defended by its people. For any invader, occupation would become endless war. A war that could not be won. And beyond all of that stands the final barrier. The nuclear triad, land-based missiles, submarine-launched missiles, strategic bombers. Together, they guarantee that no enemy could ever attack the United States without facing complete destruction in return. It is more than deterrence. It is the unbreakable shield. So, why will America never be invaded? Because to try is to fight against geography itself. Against oceans, vast land, millions of defenders, and the shadow of nuclear fire. The United States is not untouchable, but invasion is not how it will fall. History shows us that great powers are rarely destroyed from the outside. They collapse from within. And so the true question isn't whether America can be invaded. It's whether America can endure itself. This was why America will never be invaded. But next time, we'll take on a darker thought. What if the United States collapsed from within? Would the fortress crumble, not to foreign armies, but to its own divisions?